Dignitas cuts the dynasty short, and then they've never met again in the RLCS until now. Many different faces. Violent Panda, I'm sure, remembers it very well. We kick it off now with Dignitas needing a lot this weekend to try and steal a spot at the London Major, but this is a good first step against Cloud9 in their way.
Yeah, and just to reiterate all the yapping that Gibbs did about the stakes and whatnot, Cloud9, if they can make a top four, it's very likely to go to London. Dignitas need to win the whole thing and some. But we'll see. Both these teams riding off a momentum of very surprising yet fantastic performances in that last regional, with Cloud9 getting that top four, beating down M80. And does this just float in? I guess it does. And Dignitas, they had their best showing the last regional too, and it's a great start here today. It was a great showing.
Oh, the 1-0 lead, very early for Dignitas. Can't ask for much more than that. Here goes Lionblaze, trying to answer back immediately. Picked his spot. Unfortunately for him, Gyro's there in the way. Arsenal very quickly looking for Stizzy. We've seen they haven't been on the same page all the time over these past couple events, as Zanil will try and slow play, and that ends up in the corner as well. Gyro doing his best to work within those confines, and he will break out of the zone for only a moment.
And Gyro working without boost there was a little tough, but it looks like Dignitas were able to get control. And man, demoing Gyro means more pressure for Cloud9. Lionblaze sees that approach from the defensive members off the backboard as Percy can't seem to cut through. Good 50 out of Gyro. Comes out to Lionblaze, who takes the shot wide, knowing the defenders are on the right. Good effort out of Cloud9, but nothing yet.
Seeing Cloud9 at least try to get some passing going at midfield, and that's going to be how they have to break down Dignitas. Lionblaze for Zanil. Zanil trying to play off of Arsenal. It did go back towards Percy. He did his job. Percy now trying to win this against Stizzy, and it's swatted away by Gyro.
Love the fake reset there, and then to go down and try to scoop it under defenders is Zanil. Oh, just a floater. Great reaction out of Dignitas' defense. Cloud9 have been knocking at this door, looking for the equalizer. Finally some space. Counterattack for Dignitas. Gyro grabbing the corner gave a chance for Cloud9 to get a hand up.
Lionblaze all by himself, and just barely denied at the end by Arsenal, who has to kind of turn back. He might have spun himself out there, so it works out for Dignitas, as now Stizzy all alone through Zanil and into the goal.
This has just been a back and forth game. Arsenal had to flip into that, and he hands it off to Stizzy. Great call, and even without boost, Stizzy gets it done. 2-0 for Dignitas going into the second half. It's been pretty consistent pressure. Cloud9, though, with the momentum that they had on their offense, very surprising they couldn't get through. It was a miraculous pinch-out save, but Cloud9, Zanil, not a lot of boost to work with. Dignitas just have more firepower, but not having the follow-through on these clears is hurting Dignitas.
Lionblaze, another big challenge, but they don't have anything else to show for it. They can get close to the net. They can get in a scoring position. They have not been able to break through the Dignitas defense. Maybe a chance here. Percy for Lionblaze. Back down to Percy, and Arsenal's in the way this time. Zanil will try. He's got Gyro to contend with, as does Lionblaze. And Dignitas again slammed the door shut. Zanil will try again, and that one's gone wayward. Stizzy can clear, and Gyro and Arsenal run into each other, but to absolutely no consequence. What a stand defensively for Dignitas. They took everything Cloud9 could throw at them, and C9 came away with nothing. Maybe here. No, it's Stizzy in the way again, and Dignitas again frustrate Cloud9.
But Dignitas desperately need a reset. They were getting boost starved, and they've had moments to just have a clear, have a moment to breathe, and Cloud9 have already brought it back. This time Dignitas have boost, and they have energy on the field to get involved, to make space, and this hits the corner for Cloud9's first goal. That just didn't happen, as Zanil with the bouncer easily read by Stizzy. Lionblaze, the midfielder you can always depend on, with Zanil's demo as well. It's a 3-on-2. Cloud9 need a goal here and now. Zanil with a down low shot. It's a double commit out of Dignitas to save, but Cloud9 still nothing.
When you have more than twice the number of saves as the opposition, you expect the scoreline to be very different. Dignitas continue to throw a shutout in game one. Stizzy will bring it down to ground, played it very close to the vest, stays with this, into open space. Arsenal no, as Zanil gets back, and Cloud9 still have a sliver of hope here in game one, but they've got to move downfield quickly. Zanil to set up Lion Blaze. Percy spawning way in the back. Lion Blaze needs to get this central. He can't. Kept it available though. Over to Zanil and the shot goes wayward. That was the window. It was open just a crack, but Cloud9 could not break through. And Dignitas stands on its collective head to shut down Cloud9.
And even Gyro with the send away, a 3-0 ends. Game one in favor of Dignitas, as you said, but man, so many things that felt like went Cloud9's way. They would boost starve Dignitas, they'd have an offense, they'd find rebounds, they'd trap Dignitas there. Top four, at least to do it more consistently. As like I said, in the last regional, both these teams have had their best showing yet. They want to ride that fire, that momentum to a similar showing here. This is the last chance to qualify for London. And I think this has been a great start for Dignitas, but Cloud9, just the pieces need to fall together a bit better.
Whereas the weekend is more of a sprint, this is definitely a marathon here on Friday. You can only do so much all at once as Arsenal brings that back netward, but wayward to the side. Gyro desperately looking for a teammate and at least found Arsenal, but it goes back and forces Stizzy, who had gotten a little close to the play, maybe flying a little too close to the sun. And you wonder if Dignitas can continue that defensive masterclass that we saw. Do you even call it a masterclass? Yes, they didn't concede any goals. This time Lion Blaze has Stizzy in his sights, couldn't take him out. Stizzy makes the stop, and Dignitas again stop Cloud9. Because they didn't deny the opportunities, that's the problem. Cloud9 still got shot after shot on target. Eventually those are gonna go through. I think when you look at a defensive masterclass, you're looking at not allowing those shots in the first place. Finally, Lion Blaze will convert one. It only took about 15 shots into this series, but C9's on the board.
Yeah, last game it took like 8 saves out of Dignitas to fully shut out Cloud9, and Cloud9 finally lead their offense with a lead blocker, having Lion Blaze really contest those defenders, create these one-on-one scenarios, just making the job easier for someone like Zanil to step up, because there's been a lot of Lion Blaze, a lot of Zanil. You just gotta make sure that they're organized on the front, but Dignitas lead with violence as they quickly tie it up.
Stizzy scores another goal, preceded by a blue explosion as Gyro takes out Percy on the wall, and Stizzy knots up game two.
Just Cloud9 should not even be in a 1v2 scenario like that. Dignitas really taking advantage of a disjointed structure of Cloud9. Stizzy to the backboard, good deny by Percy at the last second as Gyro beats both defenders, leaving Lion Blaze to play mind games. Now Dignitas slowing it down. Gyro looking for bumps in the net. Zanil comes down from the backboard in time as Stizzy wants to find Arsenal. Got Percy, who has a hand up and will lead them out.
Oh, good move by Percy too. Able to grab that corner boost. That could prove costly as Zanil working on his own through the defense, and Cloud9's in front again.
And just a couple of goals is all they needed to just inspire themselves, and even reset there from Zanil and just breaking through, winning the 50, beating 2 defenders, a 1v2 for the guy. I was talking about Cloud9 starting to play with a more aggressive front line. That lead blocker of Lion Blaze, turns out Zanil can just throw some punches too as a demo in the net opens things up. This thought was gonna just roll in. Somehow Dignitas have denied it. Lion Blaze right on the hood of Stizzy, who's running without boost. Arsenal has to go for demos just to let Dignitas have a mental reset.
And just get any kind of physical reset as well. They don't have any boost. Now they do. Arsenal grabbed the midfield and he was able to stay on the side wall, but you look collectively at Dignitas, there's one guy at any given time that's got any boost. Gyro just picked up a full pad, and Arsenal can grab that midfield, but he took a demo for his efforts as Percy has that dished off to Zanil. Lion Blaze had to jump in instead, and Zanil called into action as he brings it across midfield. Arsenal just barely grabbing the corner boost, and the boost management has been better They've sacrificed a little bit of possession for that. Cloud9 trying to beat them every which way as Arsenal scrambles back in time and again wins the race to the boost and immediately gets demolished, so it's kind of a waste. Percy trying to drop it down off the backboard, and that's cleared out as well. But you're seeing Cloud9 try to kind of win this game in several different ways, and Dignitas have had to make mid-game adjustments.
Dignitas just have such a good defense even without boost. Stizzy using everything just to get across, but Stizzy needs to go for more quality opportunities than these. You know, we know him as that Becky solo kid, but yeah, the double taps, they're gonna watch out for that. They've denied everything Stizzy has thrown at them. He just needs to connect with that second man. Here's Stizzy once again. Gyro locking up Blind Blaze in the net, who manages to get his head above water for the save.
Watch for Dignitas to see what they try next as Percy through the corner, met by Stizzy. That falls right to Lion Blaze. A couple of demos downfield, add another, and Arsenal still makes the stop. How many demos do you need and they still can't score?
This Lion Blaze took the longest way around. He should have trusted Percy to get the demo immediately, and just then Lion Blaze would have had an open net. And well, Cloud9 are no strangers to open nets. M80 last quarterfinal gave them a ton of that. Cloud9 lead only by 1 with a minute left as Percy, man, he's good at controlling the ball when he's being challenged in an isolated 1v1. But Cloud9 could use some insurance here.
Stop me if you've heard this before. Arsenal and Stizzy jumped for the same ball at the same time. Then they called each other off, and then they still score. With Stizzy running downfield, he deletes Lion Blaze, and Gyro ties the game.
Someone from Cloud9 just went headfirst into a challenge that completely missed, leaving his third man in a 1v2. This is not the first time a third man on Cloud9 has been left to dry, giving Dignitas a scoring opportunity. Cloud9 really needed to minimize those risks in the last minute, especially being up by 1, now choking that lead. As Gyro, even off the corner, to the right, Arsenal adjusts it centered out as Lion Blaze goes for the clear.
After being shut out for the first several minutes of this series, Cloud9 has now lost 2 one-goal leads, trying to get it back. On the rebound, Lion Blaze!
He was ready for the Zanil, and Lion Blaze brought the fire. Zanil with the mind games to chest match against Zanil, who got a hand up after just getting a good read initially, but then just getting stuffed in the net. Great reaction out of Lion Blaze. 13 seconds left, and Cloud9 up by 1, and Stizzy swinging for the fences off of kickoff. And this is Percy touching it to Lion Blaze, and C9 need all the space they can get. Gyro puts it off to the side, and Cloud9 have managed to not only survive, but to thrive and maybe even equalize the game as Arsenal shot at the last second gets denied, as Gyro will keep it up, but no longer. Cloud9 stay alive.
Lay down and stay down. 3 times Cloud9 had to take a lead in that game, and they finally
Favor that second man. I'd rather see Cloud9 fall back and play deep in their side.
So 2 very different games, 2 very different outcomes, and we're all knotted up. 1 game apiece. What gives on DFH Stadium? Percy getting chased by Arsenal. One has boost, the other does not. And Percy managed to avoid Arsenal without spending any of that boost. Zanil threads the needle through the defense. Picks up another demo. Infield pass is blocked away by Stizzy.
Zanil used all his boost to go from the backward to the midfield, and he was the only one on the ball with no boost. Didn't manage to steal the corner, so Cloud9 have not have the resources, or at least the right person on the ball, as Arsenal with the double almost on target. Gyro from the left steals the boost and is really making Cloud9 panic, as Arsenal with no boost doesn't really want to be the one to step up for the challenge, but will try to make gaps and push Percy around. It's Stizzy and Gyro just passing it between each other and see if they can win these 50s against Cloud9 to get past them and find that opening.
I mean, Dignitas may still very well score first in this game, but I think Arsenal will be kicking himself for not converting that double. It's a lot. Look, it's easier for us sitting here to talk about it. That's one he expects to convert. Stizzy ends up in the corner, so too does Gyro, and Lion Blaze just walks right down Main Street. They both had eyes on that corner boost at the back. Neither could actually get it for any consequence. Lion Blaze gives C9 the lead.
Yeah, Dignitas have been messed up on defense. When they start getting boost starved, they'll try and clear and give themselves a moment to reset. But the issue was is the clear didn't even go through the midfield, and Dignitas didn't have a break. As Cloud9, good punish there as Arsenal can't seem to carve through that right side, or that left side, I should say. Percy with no boost kind of messes up his control of the ball going through the right, and Zanil can't really help, so Stizzy kind of sensing the weakness in the defenders against two, just tucks at the bed.
I think a lot of Dignitas fans have kind of been asking for this. Give the ball to Stizzy, let's see what the guy can do. My gosh, just annihilates the Cloud9 defense. What a play to tie up game 3.
We were waiting to see the potential out of Stizzy, these solo mechanics that have been just so well defended by Cloud9. Stizzy hasn't been able to make that kind of magic happen, but against two defenders, he's nasty and almost attempted redirect with Gyro, and the double commit happened. Arsenal, all he had to do was clean up.
I mean, Stizzy going up for this too really throws Cloud9 for a loop, because Percy and Zanil, one's got to cover the initial effort, the other's got to cover whatever Stizzy's going for, and then when neither gets the clear, it's just sitting there on the doorstep. That worked out perfectly for Dig. Cloud9, boy, if they have that as a defensive weakness, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Here goes Gyro, and when it rains, it pours, as Dignitas has 3 quick ones.
This defense is in shambles, the absolute dangle. Oh my God. This is now a second time in a row that Cloud9 have 2 defenders jumping up and Dignitas just fake it. They're so nasty in these 1v2 scenarios. Dignitas with a solid lead, but also starting to get into the heads of Cloud9. As Arsenal has a reset to use and gets below Percy. The timing of these 50s have been a bit off from Cloud9, so it has left them to be in the net just hoping they could save the shots, and it's not always going in their favor as Arsenal gets denied there.
Gyro can't do it on the defensive end. Oh, but Lion Blaze had a chip shot, and he lobbed it way over the bar. Oh, catastrophe striking for Cloud9 in game 3. Zanil will try to bring it back in. Lion Blaze is there, but Gyro is just waiting for him to get in the air. Kind of played through him, and now Gyro will bomb it away. He's got Arsenal downfield, and wouldn't it be like the way this series has gone for Dig to score here and maybe put this game away early. Gyro turning around at midfield. He's got, well, he had options to the right side. Everybody was kind of in retreat, so he has to dump and chase. He can't, and Percy can bring this out. Cloud9 have maybe been let off the hook just a little bit here, and they've got to capitalize on this trip. Nope.
Great denials. Percy managing to grab boost to Lion Blaze, using everything in the tank to try and direct this into the net. Percy trying to give them mercy, also stealing their boost, going for demos. Cloud9 trying to suffocate them. They know that they have the time, but now that Lion Blaze is missing, it's all up to Percy. And Stizzy took the corner boost, so Zanil has to step up and do what he can to center out this ball. As Lion Blaze next, Percy to his right, already on the disengage, but Cloud9 have been suffocating them. Surely at some point this will go in. What a 50 win from Zanil, but Percy couldn't score.
I mean, this could blow up in Dignitas' face eventually. They're almost playing triage defensively, like, well, this isn't really a threat, so we'll let you dribble around and kind of prance around in the zone. Then when you have a legitimate scoring threat, now everybody jumps into action. I think Cloud9 can take advantage of that. The opportunities are there. The window is there. They haven't been able to capitalize in this game. Very similar to game 1, but they're still kind of buzzing around in the Dignitas zone. Lion Blaze put nothing behind that shot. They put nothing behind their defense, and Dignitas will put game 3 away.
C9 invested all the stock into just playing in that offense, all 3 playing an offensive third. One was stealing boost, the other 2 were trying to pass, sometimes take shots, but there hasn't been that threat generated from Cloud9 despite all of the dominoes seemingly lining in their favor, having Dignitas panic. You saw how that defense can really suffer 2-on-1, and Percy, barely misses, and Zanil had to dive in time to save. 4-1, this game is over. But Cloud9, I mean, the mistakes already showed, and then they just really couldn't bounce back after that.
Lion Blaze will score with 11 seconds left, and again, you never write off a team until it's actually over, but they need a great kickoff, maybe one of their best of the season, if they're going to make this one interesting enough. Percy is forward, and it goes right over Lion Blaze's head at the back. Arsenal will continue to kill this off. Stizzy was in the air as well. That's how confident that team is, and that's how confidently Dignitas puts away game 3. So Cloud9 at least puts up about 12 shots a game and lose a series. Something's got to give here for Cloud9. Some of these have to go in eventually, as they did in that second game. Arsenal, though, from the wing. He'll take it himself. Rebound opportunity for Stizzy. Can't stay with it. Arsenal can't either, as he whiffed on it entirely. And Cloud9 can't really move quickly out of the zone. They are moving forward. It's Zanil with a laser beam right past Stizzy.
Cloud9 will show you how it's done. It was a cool kickoff strat with Dignitas, and they were already putting immediate pressure on, but this pass to Zanil is deadly. You were waiting to see that team synergy from Cloud9 really come into fruition, where it's been the Lion Blaze Zanil offense that you've been worried about. Finally, that synergy's paid off, but how long can this lead keep up? Zanil makes Gyro stretch for it and cheese. Dignitas now lead that midfield, that Zanil just robs them of the ball. Dignitas need to control this ball.
We have breaking news. G2 has swept Incorrect and SSG has swept Spain. I know, utterly shocking news from elsewhere in the bracket. That will have a lot to break down, I'm sure, from the other results, as this one's been progressing pretty quickly. We might have a few to show you when things are all wrapped up here, but Cloud9 does have a lead, and if this holds, we'll have a 5th game on Champions Field. Gyro's got other plans, but he missed the double, and Stizzy could not follow it up. Percy on the other side, can't double the lead, but Zanil can. It's another rebound goal out of Cloud9.
Every time you think the Dignitas offense is just gonna pop off, Cloud9 just counterattack, and it's Zanil again, but it's a 2-on-1. Cloud9 are so quick to transition from those moments when their backs are against the wall, to feel when Dignitas is on the back foot, and to strike them where it hurts. Cloud9 with a 2-0, Lion Blaze good read against Gyro, but then it gets to Arsenal. Lion Blaze gets all crossed up after the initial good read.
Gyro has been a thorn in the side of Cloud9. Zanil and Percy both over there, and they just kind of stop and watch from the corner like, maybe one of us should have been over there. So Dignitas on the board. This one comes awkward out of the corner, and Zanil had a bit of a tough time with it. That's all he could do with that play. And now Percy against Stizzy goes mostly neutral. Lion Blaze is there for it, and he'll have a man downfield. That man, unfortunately, is Gyro on the other side. And now Arsenal, no boost. He'll give way to Stizzy. Just lob it towards the net, make Cloud9 work defensively, and see if they can steal any boost.
Lion Blaze, good flick, but this is a layered Dignitas now that are supporting each other, playing a lot closer. Gyro with the shot on target, Lion Blaze to the side. Zanil to run headfirst into Arsenal. And Dignitas have full control. Now, how long can they keep Cloud9 stuffed here as Percy approaches for the challenge? Dignitas do a good job of getting rid of the ball and passing it. But now Cloud9, these 50s have sent Dignitas packing back to the orange side. But it's a good job by Dignitas to not let Cloud9 take free shots.
It's not what I would have done with that ball coming low over the middle, but it worked out okay defensively for Dig. And then Arsenal almost set up Stizzy. Now Gyro. He's got some work to do with this ball, and Zanil emphatically swats it away. Lion Blaze not opting for the midfield boost, chasing the ball hard. Can't quite get through the corner, though. That ends up central. Zanil can give chase, but realizes Gyro's there, and his shot is dealt with by Lion Blaze. Watch the rebound, though. Gyro sets it up for Stizzy, who almost flexes his muscles and almost forced that one through. Almost, of course, only counts in horseshoes. In front again, Arsenal able to pinball this one around through Zanil.
How are you just gonna let Arsenal do what he wants? Percy got caught flipping. Arsenal uses the reset off the wall to get it to Stizzy, and even off the defender, this gets knocked in. Dignitas when they're down, they are never out. They find the equalizer, and Dignitas are on match point. This is do or die for Cloud9 as Lion Blaze just sends it to the backboard. Dignitas using the boost to transition, using the aerials to get past Cloud9, but there's no getting past Percy. He's the brawler for Cloud9, but Dignitas has started to get better at dealing with him.
Well, win or lose this game, you're looking at, if you go into game 5, yikes, because the top 4 seeds all swept. That's what's waiting for you in round 2. Is Dizzy gonna go to work here? So very paramount for Dignitas to try and avoid that at all costs. Gyro for Arsenal off the challenge. That is loose in front. Zenil got hung up on the corner of the goal and demolished for his efforts. Gyro gives Dig the lead.
Yeah, Stizzy used all his boost to just get this ball in a position where Cloud9 had to play defense basically with no room at all. Their backs against the wall, and that's where Dignitas know Cloud9 panic the most, and that's where those defensive mistakes come out the most, when Cloud9 don't have time to react and come up with a plan. With Lion Blaze demoed off the kickoff, Dignitas want the insurance. Stizzy, oh my god, you broke the ankles of the entire team!
Stizzy has done it again off the kickoff from the side. Just guide it gently down to earth. He ends up in the net. The ball follows behind him like a yo-yo. 4-2 now the lead for Dignitas. Cloud9's got to scramble off this kickoff. And that almost got through from Percy. It's the right idea. Zenil has Lion Blaze, but Lion never jumped for it. He's waiting for this opportunity, and Stizzy plays over the top of him.
Yeah, I like that Percy was going for bumps in the net, but Cloud9 keeping control of the ball and being able to go for quality shots is something that's been difficult. As Zenil using all his boost just to get away from Dignitas, as Stizzy leaves it down in front of the net. As Zenil travels from one side to the other. This next offensive play for Cloud9 has no work, and the dribble and the bump, and Lion Blaze can't do it.
You like Lion Blaze trying to almost go with the feint there, and it just doesn't work out for Cloud9. A couple of fake plays. Now Percy over top of one. They went after Arsenal and could not find him. It's now 15 seconds as that pinches all the way across. Zenil serve it up for Percy. Lion Blaze going head-hunting again. Zenil's there, but so is Stizzy. Stizzy, very aggressive defense in the last 90 seconds. Absolutely thwarted Cloud9. And Arsenal puts the finishing touches on a great performance in round 1 from Dignitas.
Just Dignitas' physicality was just far more productive and valuable. Like the demos that they get off the kickoff, they're scoring it. Cloud9, they may try to get a bump, but Dignitas have been so stoic at dodging that, leaving Dignitas with the series win at the end.